The microphone capture is on. The microphone capture is on. I'm now going to go back to Gmail. The microphone capture is on. Okay, so what I wanted to do today was just kind of go over the Gmail basics. I know we've all been using Gmail since the beginning of the school, if not over the summer, but I just wanted to make sure that we all are on the same page with some of the functionalities and how things work. So there's a difference actually between emails and conversations. This is just an email. This is just an email. This is called a conversation because it's back and forth between who sent it. And I know that there are two parts to this conversation. If I scroll down, here's Heather and I have been in a conversation. We've gone back and forth 6 times, whether it's 3 from her and 3 from me, or 2 from her and 4 from me, but this is our conversation, and it has 6 different parts to this conversation. Obviously, if it's bold, it has not been read yet. So my conversation with Heather, I have read all the parts to this email. To do just a regular email, I'm going to say compose. And when I click on compose, it opens up this new email. So obviously, if I'm going to send an email to, I'll just say Heather, I would select her name, subject, I'll just say Google. Now, if I want to add another person to this email, all I have to do is simply click in here, and I can then just type the person's name, in this case Rob Baust, and I click and there he is. Now I can add a CC or a BCC. A CC stands for carbon copy, which means that if I decide to include Terry in on this, so I'll CC Terry. So Terry knows that Heather and Rob have gotten this email, and Heather and Rob know that Terry has also gotten this email. If I do a BCC, let's say we're talking about some high-level stuff, and I want Rich to know about this. BCC stands for blind carbon copy, so he is seeing everything and whomever this email is being shared with. So he knows that Terry, Heather, and Rob are all getting this email, but they are blind to the fact that he is getting this. So this is kind of a sneaky way to include people in on what's going on without the 2 and the CC knowing that this is going, that this other person is getting this email as well. So I can type my email message down here once I figure out my respondents. And if I come over and just hover over the paperclip, I can attach just a regular document. I can attach a document that's inside my Google Drive. I can attach a photo. I can add a hyperlink. I can add a smiley, and some of these smileys are kind of fun, and some of them move. So I'll add my egg. My little chick pops out. Now let's say I want to add some more text to this, and I can add an invitation if I want to make a meeting. If I come over to the A and click on the A, this is my formatting. So if I highlight this text I just did, I can change the font if I want to. I can make it whatever font I want. I'll just choose Comic Sans. I can make it as large or as small as I want it, so I'll make it a little bit larger. Obviously, I can make it bold, italics, and underline. The A here, so I've gone into the A, which is your formatting options, and into the A again is my text and background color. So if I want to make this text, we'll just say pink. You can see my text is pink. If I come back to this A, I could make my background yellow. And if I click off of it, there's my yellow with my pink letters. So if you really want something to stand out, you can highlight it in whatever color you want from your background color. Background is like your highlight. The next one over is obviously my alignment, left aligned, right aligned, center aligned. I can add a numbered or bulleted list. I can indent and unindent, and I can add a quote. Now if I get through my email, and I want to get rid of this, I'm going to click on the A again. I'm not real sure if I've spelled everything right. I can come down here to the lower right hand corner and click on more options, and I can run a spell check. I can print this if I want. I can add a label to it. So if we're all working on something, I can add a label. I can add a star so when the person gets it, it's highlighted and it has a star. Or I can default to a full screen and plain text. So I'm just going to, let me run the spell check. So it's not sure about these highlighted words. I'm okay with it. So I have the option to either go with one of these other languages, or I can recheck it, or I can just say, yep, I'm good with that. So now if I sent this, let me show you what this looks like. I'm going to take off these people here, and I'm just going to put myself in. And I'm going to send this. It's sent. I'm going to refresh. And when I refresh, you see it's got a star kind of saying, hey, this is really important. That's how you get the star to show up in somebody else's email as, hey, this is kind of important. Labels we'll do next week, but you can have it so that it comes in different colors. The yellow means that it was sent directly to you, to me, from somebody else. I'm not part of a mass email. So let me go back and compose another email. If I'm doing this email and I'm not real sure, let's see, I'll send this one to Rob again. And I'm not real sure that I'm ready to send it. If I simply close it, it will put it in my drafts. So I can check that by coming over here to drafts. And here's my email to Rob Boust. Now, I'm going to have to remember to delete these emails. So I can either click on this box up here and it will delete everything on this page. I have a total of 5 drafts on this page. Or I can click on the down arrow and I can say read, unread, starred, unstarred. Or I can simply say this is just the only one I want to get rid of. And I can then say discard my draft and it will go away. I'm going to come back to my inbox. If I'm composing the same email, and I'm not real sure, I'm not real sure that I want to send this, if you click on the X, this email will go directly into your drafts. If you decide, nope, I don't want to do this now, so that it's not saved in your drafts folder, simply click on the trash can and it will discard your draft and it won't go anywhere. So that one was to Rob, and if I go back to my drafts, there's nothing here that's going to Rob. Okay. So that's email. It's kind of a high-level email. There are labels and sub-labels, but we'll get into that another time. What I want to do is I want to show you how to personalize this a little bit. I don't know if you have noticed, on some people's desktops, they have some pictures back here. So instead of just being a gray or just a blue or whatever it is, you can personalize this. To do that, come over to your gear over here on the upper right. Click on that. This is your settings gear. And then go down to settings again. When it goes to settings again, you have all these options that you can change. You can default to reply or reply all. You can change your text. So if you're not happy, mine is sans serif. If I'm not happy with everything being sans serif, I can change to, say, veranda, and now everything will be in veranda automatically. I could make it huge. Maybe, I need to be able to see things. Or I can change the text color so that everything now will be huge veranda and bright pink. I'm going to put this back the way it was. Okay. At the beginning of this session, I talked about the conversations. When you have conversations turned on, if I send an email to Rob emailed me back, so we now have this conversation. If I then say, okay, that's great, I got the information, and delete it, and Rob sends me something else, part of that conversation, I will have no idea that that conversation continued on if I've deleted it. If you don't want to have these conversations on and you miss out, just turn off your conversation and then it won't build. I'm going to leave mine on because I want to show you a little bit more about the conversations. We'll talk about these another time. If I come down to my picture, I've put in an avatar for myself. You can put in a picture of yourself, a picture of your dog. You can choose from a plethora of options. This kind of personalizes it. I like using it because this way my students know when something is from me just by looking at it really quick, and they don't even have to read the name. Let's see, your signature is down here under signature so that you can add whatever information you want and again format it however you want. If you think you're going to be away on vacation, you can turn the responder on, and this is what it would say when people try to email you. Okay, I'm going to, and then you would obviously click on save. If I go to, let me go back to conversations for a second. If I go back to the conversation that Heather and I were having, and I click on this, you'll notice that it's a real short conversation, even though it says that there are 6. So all you have to do is click in between these lines and it will expand. And if this is the one that I really want to know exactly what the heck were we saying, I can just click on it and it will expand it out again. So you can expand your conversations if you want to. Okay, so that was conversations. Let's go back to settings. So the settings gear, and you can go to settings or you can go to themes. Let's go back to settings just so that you can see where it is. If you go to themes, this is where you can choose either a solid background color, or they have themes. So you can have a beach theme, you could have a mountain theme. You can see that I've chosen my theme, this background here. My theme is from the Light collection. It'll take you about 3 hours probably to go through each and every one of these, maybe longer, to get a background that you like. So again, you can either go to settings, which will put you in here, and then go to theme, or I could simply have gone to, let me go back to my inbox, I could simply have gone to my settings gear and gone to themes, and it will take me to the same place. Okay, another thing I wanted to talk about and actually have you do is I've just sent you all an email, and it's called CSV. So if you would please open this, and when you open this, you'll see that there's an attachment. And I just want you to download this, and it will download it into your downloads folder. Okay, so once you've downloaded, and I know I've downloaded because I can see this is the very top of my the document that is in my downloads. So now what we're going to do is come up here to where it says Mail and click on Mail or the little arrow next to it, and we're going to go to Contacts. And what's happening is the high school teachers group that everybody's been using so far is actually more than just high school teachers and high school administration. It has other people in it. So they're going to be getting rid of that and making a new one that says like high school everyone or whatever they're going to name it. But the high school teachers one that is existing right now is going to go away. And so Beth had me make this contacts list that we're all going to upload together. So instead of having to manually insert 47 teachers, I have made this CSV file and we're going to import it into what's called a new group. Let me close my contacts here. So if I go down over on the left-hand side, you should be able to see new group ... Click on new group ... and it says, okay, give me a new group name. And you're going to type high school teachers and click OK. Now it's not going to let me do that because the name already exists, but when you click on OK, what you should see is over here, let me go to my contacts. You should see over here, high school teachers. It will not have this extension in the parentheses. It'll just be high school teachers. Over here, it will be blank. I've already done this, which is why it's populated, but it will be blank. So now what you're going to do, select this, and that's when this will be blank. So I know it's selected because it's bold, and you can see a little gray bar out here. That's how I know that I'm in high school teachers. So again, on yours, this should be blank. What you're going to do now is you're going to go up to More, and you're going to Import, and it's looking for a CSV file. So you're going to go out and choose, and most likely it's going to be in your downloads. It should be alphabetical, so we're looking for H, high school. I went too far. HS teachers, contact list, google.csv. So you're going to select that, then click on open. I'm going to click cancel because I've already got this and I don't need 94 whatever contacts. But you're going to click on open, and then it should have the high school teachers Google CSV file name right here. You are then going to say import. I'm going to click cancel again because I already have this, but you click import. And what you should see is Alex Ramos to Anthony Graham to Beth Graham and so on and so forth. And this is all of us specifically here at the high school right through Wes Heiser. It's alphabetized by first name because that's just the way that Rich Sterner's original contact list was set up. Some of you may notice it's by last name. I can't explain it, but as long as they're all here. And what you should now see over here, it should say high school teachers, and then in parentheses 47, because there are 47 contacts in this contact group. So now I'm in contacts. If we go back to mail, I'm going to go back. Okay, so now I'm in my mailbox. I'm going to compose a new email, and I'm going to say HS teachers, and you'll see two of them. This one, the high school teachers at upperadams.org, is going away. What they want us to start using is high school teacher that starts with Alex Ramos. Alex Ramos. All right. If you don't see that, just refresh your screen and then try it again, and you should see this. When you click on Alex Ramos, you will have all 47 teachers in here listed individually. So if you want to exclude Stu McLean, you could exclude him just by clicking on him. I don't want Steve Schwartzbaugh. I don't want Steph Kramer. I don't want Scott Howell. I don't want Rich Sterner. So I can start narrowing down, oh, we're going to have a party for Terry Fritz. I don't want her to know about it. I can start taking people out of this list. And then you would just proceed forward the way you normally would. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.